Hey, Daily Doses, this is Pastor Larry here, and this week we're taking a look at what it means to love others. And today I want to focus on how love is described in the famous love chapter of Scripture, 1 Corinthians 13. It says that love has these characteristics. It's patient, it's kind, it does not envy, it doesn't boast, it's not proud, it doesn't dishonor others, it's not self-seeking. It's not easily angered. It doesn't keep any record of wrongs, and it doesn't delight in evil, but it rejoices in the truth. It protects, it trusts, it hopes, it perseveres. Now, did you notice something about every one of those words? Every one of those words is something that we can do no matter how we feel. I think often we've got this idea that loving others means I've got this well of warmth that just is overflowing out of my life, or that I like everybody. But you know what? That's not what Scripture calls us to do. Because the reality of it is when I really like you, when I find myself really connected with you, it is so easy to do these things. It's when I'm a little bit less connected, or maybe you've even brought a little bit of hurt or harm in my life, what the Bible calls loving your enemies. That's when these things take place. And one of the traps we fall into in our culture is we sometimes feel like obedience is disingenuous unless we really feel like doing it. But I want to challenge you when it comes to loving others that the greatest love you show is not when you feel like doing it, but when you don't feel like doing it. It's at that point that I am most obedient to the Lord and I am most loving for others. Every one of these things is something that I can do no matter how I feel. It's a choice. And that's why it makes sense only if love is these actions for us to love our enemies. Because if loving my enemies means to feel warm towards them, well, guess what? The moment I feel warm to you, I'm not your enemy and you're not my enemy. So I want to encourage you to understand the call that we have. The call that we have starts with what we do. And then as we obey what God has called us to do, then the Spirit from the inside out tends to follow that up with the feelings that we wish we could lead by. You don't start with waiting for God to change the way you feel. You start with the decision to obey what He has said to do. Try it. Try it in a hard place this week, maybe today, in your workplace, maybe in your family. Somewhere, do these things. Take a look at it. Read it later this morning or today. 1 Corinthians 13. Circle and highlight and underline those words. And then go and do them towards somebody you're not predisposed to do it towards. And you will have shown love that the Bible calls us to.